Shalom, this is Yair Davidiy speaking to you from Jerusalem, the capital of Israel. Speaking to you on behalf of Brit-Am Hebrew nations, a movement that finds Illustrian tribes amongst Western nations, amongst Western peoples. That is where the Illustrian tribes are. This is proven from the Bible, it is proven from history, it is proven from every field of evidence that one can consider to be pertinent to the subject. All of these different disciplines show that Illustrian tribes are now to be found amongst Western peoples. And our primary source of evidence, or the evidence that gives us justification for researching this subject and guidance in going through the other disciplines, is the Bible. It is Scripture. And now we are considering the book of Jeremiah. The book of Jeremiah has much to say concerning Illustrian tribes. It also occupies much with Judah, because Jeremiah lived in the kingdom of Judah, but he also spoke about the northern kingdom. Originally there were two kingdoms of Israel. The tribes of Israel are divided into two different sections. The northern kingdom of Israel was in the north, that was 10 tribes. The southern kingdom of Judah was in the south. The northern kingdom of the 10 tribes had been taken into exile by the Assyrians, and eventually its inhabitants were to lose consciousness of their ancestry and to migrate to the west, to migrate to Western Europe. In the south we had the kingdom of Judah. The kingdom of Judah comprised the tribes of Judah, Benjamin, Levi, also a minority representing himself all of the tribes. And these tribes became the ancestors of the Jews. The Jews are descended from former inhabitants of the kingdom of Judah. At least that is the core section of the Jewish people. And Jeremiah speaks of these matters. He speaks of the 10 tribes in the places of exile. Jeremiah predicts that the Judah and Joseph, that is 10 tribes, and the Jews will reunite. They will once again become one nation. He predicts that the captive Jews, that is Jews, descendants of the kingdom of Judah, of Jewish people of Jewish ancestry, who also got lost amongst the Gentiles, they too will return, and that the return of both the 10 tribes and of Jews, assimilated Jews, those people of Jewish ancestry, who became Gentiles, they too will return together. 10 tribes and the captive Jews will return as one body, or approximately one and the same time. At least Israelite, and also Jeremiah describes that the Israelites in the west will worship Baal. We know that in the Celtic civilization, especially of that of Ireland, of Scotland, of England, what is now England, Wales, France, Western Europe, they worship the Celts, so people who are called Celts, or we call Celts. They didn't call themselves that, they call themselves Iberi or Hebrew. But they worshipped a god. Their prime god there was called Baal, which is another form of the name Baal. Jeremiah describes this. He also indicates that the 10 tribes in the end times will be Christians, so we're practicing a form type of religion that fits Christianity. Doesn't mean that he agrees with it, or that the Bible agrees with it. That is a different subject, but that is a form of worship that they will be practicing. It also says that 10 tribes will be in the north country, they will be on the coast of the earth. And that Ephraim, that is the primary force amongst the 10 tribes, will be in isles afar off. Ephraim was to become the Angles. The Angles gave their name to England, Angle land. The name Angle means eagle. It's another way of saying the word eagle, which in Hebrew means bull calf. And the bull calf was another was a representative symbol of Ephraim, and Ephraim was also nicknamed Angle. We also have the megalithic monuments, dolmens and so on, and cairns, the monuments that today are attributed to the Stone Age, but actually also existed in the Bronze Age and the Iron Age, and then they will show, delineate a path of migration from the west, from the place of the Israelite exile to the land of Israel, and they will serve as proof that the Israelites had been in those regions, that the Israelites did march along those paths. And that is indeed what happened. And we find these megalithic monuments, we find them in Western Europe, along the coast of Western Europe, in Scandinavia and Ireland and the British Isles and France and so on. We find them in specific areas where the lost 10 tribes were. The Israelites did set them up, and we find them describing, or through looking at where these types of monuments are found, we find a pathway of migration that goes back to the land of Israel, because we also find in the land of Israel, and the earliest ones are those from the area of Israel, that is Syria, Jordan, and the present state of Israel. That is where megalithic monuments are found, and the earliest types are found. From there they spread out, and they may be traced to the west. And as these monuments may be traced, so too may the descendants of the 10 tribes be traced to the same areas. Jeremiah says that the new covenant will be established. He says that the descendants of King David will rule over Israel. The Israelites here will be in the north, they will be in Scandinavia. And the Israelites will be opposed by the Edomites, the rulers of Central Europe and the EU. And he also says that the Israelites will be the battle axe of the Almighty, the battle axe of God, the policeman of the globe. And all of these definitions, all of these attributes will be shown to pertain to the 10 tribes. 10 tribes, that is the Anglo-Saxon and the northern and western peoples, and the offshoots in North America and in Australia and New Zealand and so on. They are the ones who fit all of these attributes, the attributes of Jeremiah and the other prophets give to us. And they are the 10 tribes of Israel, and they will return and reunite with Judah. And we will describe this and go through it both from the book of Jeremiah and from other biblical books, verse by verse, and show it to you. And you may also see it on our website. If you want concrete proof and specific verses, go to our website and articles on this subject, and you may see for yourself.